I didn't have much hope about the future of my life. When I was between 7 to 14 years of age, I'm mentally weak and physically sick. At the age of 14, I didn't even know how to read and write properly. Love is more important than school or any kind of educational institutions. I had my own company.
Welcome. I'm so excited to have my first ever guest in my channel, Madan Raj Bhatta. Madan is a public speaker, motivational speaker, and inspirational leader. Madan conducts several workshops, seminars, and trainings that focused on public speaking, motivational speech, and also leadership development. His mission is to inspire people to reach their personal goal. And I'm so excited to have him. And I would like to say welcome to Madan in our show.
Thank you, Lam Lam, for inviting me in your show. I'm really happy to talk to you here.
Thank you. We always tackle several challenges, and inspiration and motivation is very important in even our day-to-day life. And I would like to ask Madan, please tell us about yourself and where you come from, your childhood.
I was born in a remote part of Nepal, and then for my study, I went to a different part of the country. My most of the time I passed in Nepal. I came here in Canada just 1 year back. When I was a child, my life had so many ups and downs. If I see my life before 7 years of age, it was different. And after 7 years till 14 years of age, I was into residential school, and that was a different life. After 14 years, my life went differently. So I can say my childhood was a great time, but then it was equally challenging as well.
Tell us about what was the most challenging experience that you had.
The most challenging experience was the health, my own personal health and mental health. I was into bad food habit, and I was not a good student. So I had to do lots of struggle. I had to face lots of criticism, humiliation, and physically I had to face lots of sicknesses. I didn't have much hope about the future of my life. When I was between 7 to 14 years of age, and before 7 years of age, I was a kid who wanted more freedom, and I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to study. I just want to stay with my family in home and move around. Then after 7 years of age, my parents put me in a residential school. In that school, I was not allowed to visit my parents. That was a tough time. I missed my parents. For years, I couldn't study properly, but my parents also didn't identify what was my problem. They thought I'm mentally weak and physically sick. And my parents also wanted progress in my life, but the way they were treating or expecting result from me was not right way, I guess. Because for 7 years inside residential school, I couldn't study properly and I couldn't improve my health as well. And after 7 years of study in residential school, I was kind of child who was declared mentally weak and physically sick. And then I was sent back to home. When I came to home, again, I became very happy because I got chance to live with my family. And then I started doing progress. I started learning from my parents, from my family members. And that was a good environment. That environment helped me and supported me to grow properly.
You had a lot of pressure from both people like around you at school, and also even from your parents. You had a lot of expectation that you had to meet. And
Yeah, exactly. My parents wanted me a successful child. That's why they invested lots of money and put me in a residential school. But then I was expecting something else. That is my parents' love, my family's love, and a homely environment. So every time, every day, every night, I just used to miss my family and I wanted to go back to my home. But my parents wanted me to learn more and to get more educated. So there was always conflict between my expectation and my parents' expectation.
I think, yeah, receiving love is the most important thing, then other things will come.
Exactly. When I was 14 years of age, then I realized what is life. I still remember at that time I was nothing. No one even thought that I am going to be uh, alive, healthy, and I will be educated because I was in a kind of depression. But when I came back to my home, my body got recharged. I didn't need school. Rather, I started searching where can I learn? From where can I learn? How can I learn more? I was so excited when I saw the environment being with my family. And I still realize that in our life, love is more important than school or any kind of educational institutions to grow and to progress in our life. Especially our parents' love and family love is very important.
That's right.
At the age of 14, I didn't even know how to read and write properly.
How did you succeed then?
Then after, at the age of 14, I came back to home, and in home my family members thought that he is not going to get educated now, he can't go further, he can't study further properly. Then but inside me was something different. They thought in that way, that was their thinking, and inside me was something different. I had my own plan. I used to think, if I am taken back to my home, to my family, I will do this and this. I had my own plan at that time. I started reading books, my brother's book, my sister's book, and whatever I find, I just read. I didn't care whether it is a course book or this is a spiritual book. Whatever I find, I just read. And I started doing exercises, I started playing sports, I started organizing people, I started gathering many kids, I started a club, and then I started leading other kids in village. I became a martial art player. Then I became a teacher. I used to teach martial art.
Do you have a belt?
I got black belt
Oh,
and
like that is the highest.
high one. And then I was into other sports like running, marathon, and fitness. I did very good in sports as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I was a child, I was diseased. Yeah, I was sick. I was very weak.
Mm-hmm.
Life was tough in those days.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, and in that way, I grew up. I didn't grow up as an intelligent child, but after 14 years of age, I I realized what is life after reading many books. So my life had uh, my own stories, and my life went up and down, and lots of problem in my childhood. Then after I overcame those problems, and finally I am able to make my life and save my life.
Nice.
And
Did you
I,
go to college or university?
yeah, after that I completed my high school as well.
Mhm.
I started studying for more than 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes 15 hours a day. And then I completed high school. I went to college. I completed MBA. Yeah, it was good. After that, my education was very good.
Then what did you do after you finish your?
Yeah, I started teaching in college. I was teacher, and I started speaking. I started. Uh, I had my own company, educational company.
Oh wow!
We
Tell
used to
us about that.
yeah, we used to train people, motivational training, public speaking, leadership development. Yeah, we used to do so many trainings.
Wow! So you said you owned an educational institution.
Yeah,
That is huge accomplishment. That is amazing. Did you have other teachers with you, or
yeah,
how many? Tell us a little bit more about.
yeah. We had a team. We had different educational institutions. One was an institute where we used to train people who go for job or study abroad. And
Mhm.
next one was a training institute. We used to train people on leadership, public speaking, and motivation. We had I had two kinds of institutions,
Mhm.
and we are in group, and we collaborate with other people as well.
Wow. Where you come from, it doesn't matter. If you have a vision, if you have certain goal in life, you can get there. What do you advise for people who are going through difficult situations and challenging circumstances?
Yeah, I tell them one thing: when you are facing any difficulty or any challenge, don't take it in a negative way, because every coin has two sides. And when you face challenge, think it as an adventure. Then you start finding solution. You will be more excited to solve that problem. Adventure is something different. To face challenge, we need to do hard work. To face adventure, also we need to do hard work. But then when you think in a positive way, like adventure, you'll enjoy. You remember climbing mountain. It is really very tough. Each step is tough to climb. But then we climb with fun and joy. Similarly, when you take your problems, difficulties in an adventurous way, you'll solve it easily. There is one saying that harder the battle, sweeter the victory. If you do hard struggle and solve some problem, remember the joy, the excitement we get after solving that problem. So never think any difficulty or challenges or problem. You just take them in a positive way, and then you'll find solution and succeed.
Usually, when you are passing through in difficult situation, it is hard to think about, I will reach to the tip of the mountain and then have a beautiful view and I'm gonna enjoy it. Sometimes some of the challenges makes us to forget what we are gonna experience at the tip of the mountain. This is a great inspirational speech, remembering your goal and then taking it as an adventure. We say that if I have this much money, then I'll be successful or I'll be happy. Or if I get this, then I'll get happy. But the problem is, once we get that amount of money, or after you collect all the things that we have said, then like for some time you might be happy, and then you'll get some satisfaction. But again, your mind wants you to get more and more. And I heard someone saying that our mind is like a boss who never gets satisfied. So like if you are keep just going like that, how can you be motivated?
There is no problem with getting more and more. If you are achieving something more and more, something good, it's good. Our life will be better. And you told about happiness, satisfaction, and achieving more and more. See, happiness is something different. You can't compare with achieving more or achieving less. Happiness is inside us. It is not related with the achievement. Of course, satisfaction may be connected with the achievement. When we achieve something, we satisfy. But happiness is your nature. You can be happy even in tough situation, even in good time or bad time. So to be successful, to achieve more and more, we need happiness. We may not need success to be happy. Without success, also, people can be happy. You might have seen many people who are economically poor, physically weak, diseased. Still, they are smiling, they are laughing, they feel good. So, happiness is a different thing. And happiness is one secret to success as well. So, never, people should not think that I'll achieve anything and be happy. They should be simply happy every time.
The secret is our happiness should not be depend on what we have and what we don't have.
No.
It should not be depend on our possessions.
Exactly. It should not depend on any achievement. Rather, it can depend on how the way we think, the way we motivate our mind. If we focus on positivity or good aspect of everything, we live in a dual world. We must know this. Everything has two sides. If there is black, there is white. If there is up, there is down. There is left, there is right. Inside, there is outside. Disease, there is treatment. If there are thief, there are police. So everything has good and bad. If we think, if we focus on good thing, you are happy. You will have hope. You want to go ahead. You want to do better in your life. If you look at the negative aspect, you will be hopeless. You will be in depression. And both things come together. We must know the reality of life. But then where do you look? And every time look on the good side. But at the same time, be aware of the bad side. If you are looking for brighter side, be aware of the dark side as well, so that the dark side will not affect you.
Thank you so much, Madan. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for making time to discuss with me and share your life. It is really motivating to learn from your life. I have learned so many things, and where you start doesn't matter. Even if our childhood experience can impact our life, significantly, but it is not permanently. Like your life is a testimony for that, because you knew you had a vision, you had a goal, and then you were able to achieve those dreams. And even if like your beginning didn't stop you from going and reaching to your goal. It is really inspiring, and thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Thank you, Lam Lam, for inviting me on your show. I really feel proud you gave me opportunity to share my stories and my opinions, my views, my knowledge. It's really great, a pleasure to be with you and to share my ideas. Thank you so much.